We're gonna do a song that you never heard before. The volume.
Here they come and get wicked. Here we go again. It's Kennedy and my brother from another mother.
What's good, bro?
Hey man, listen. I'd be remiss if I didn't start this one off, especially because we're doing a podcast and it is October 24th. Listen, happy birthday to my mama, bro. I wish I had my yeah, my mama birthday. And then listen, happy birthday to my brother, my other brother from another mother, Randy, though, bro. They share birthdays. Yeah. It's real cool though, man. What's good with you though, man?
Hey, bro. Basketball about to start.
Yes.
And these Thunder boys these boys look like they ready, bro. So they got me hyped. So yeah.
Hey, listen, let's get that music going because I want to see what your expectations are for this season, though, bro.
Let's get it.
Let's do it.
It doesn't matter what your name is.
Slash Brothers Podcast, the greatest podcast of all time. The Slash Brothers Podcast, the greatest podcast.
If you smell what the rock. It doesn't matter what your name
The
is.
Slash Brothers Podcast, the greatest podcast of all time. The Slash Brothers Podcast, the greatest podcast of all time.
Hey, listen, if you haven't already, be sure to like and subscribe to the Slash Brothers YouTube and Facebook pages. We are live on both platforms at the same time. You click on the notifications, you click on the bell, you get the heads up whenever your boys and is doing their thing. Ace Kennedy. Basketball is back. NBA basketball is back. What are your expectations early predictions for the season, bro?
I'm gonna be honest. I think, for me right now, the Thunder. I think the Thunder are gonna make it to at least 4, 5, or 6.
Okay.
Yeah. I think they're gonna be 4, 5, or 6. No play in. Like, I think we're gonna surprise some people. I know the West is pretty deep this year, but I really like, if I'm saying that this is barring health, right? For the Thunder. If we can be healthy, these boys is about to do something special. I'm not saying we win in the whole thing, but we gonna do something special, bro. And this is the year I feel like Presti has pulled the gloves off. We ain't tanking, we ain't doing none of that, play stuff. Like, this is the year for the Thunder. So yeah. I'm gonna be honest. The most intriguing thing that I'm looking forward to is seeing what happens with James Harden. And the reason why I say that is because now the commentators from all the networks are starting to have those conversations that they had about Russ, that they had about Melo. Like, if James don't get his act together, he gonna be out. This gonna be his last year in the league. Those type of conversations. So I want to see where he ends up. I know the Clippers want him. I know the Clippers are looking at Brogdon and they're looking at Harden, but they want Harden more. But of course, you've heard the talks about the 76ers basically saying that the Clippers don't really have a viable trade option because of the fact they don't want to include Terrence Mann. So that's the biggest storylines that I have for the NBA. That's, everything else, I just want to see how it plays out. But those are the two big concerning things that I'm kind of intrigued about.
Let me ask you this though: at this point in his career, do you think James Harden is worth it? Worth the hassle?
I don't know the value that the Clippers put on him, but maybe they see that we don't need the James Harden of Houston. So maybe they just need somebody to play off Russ. When I say play off Russ, not I'm saying like as in if Russ is out, James is in, and they can have that same. He can fit the mold and become another score option if Kawhi and PG are out. So I think there is there has to be the option. That's got to be what it is.
Let me ask you this. One more question about since you brought up the Clippers. How many total games do you think Kawhi, Paul George, and Russ will play with all three of them on the court this season? How many total games you say?
Man,
would you say over under the season is 82 games? Would you say over under that all three of them will step on the court at the same time for over 41 games?
Over 41, yes.
If they're all given all health, if they're healthy all season long, do you think that they're going to play 41 games all together?
Yeah, because I think that this is the year that Kawhi is going to be healthier. This is going to be the healthiest he's been, and it's one of those things too where Kawhi is not concerned about the league changes, right? He said, look, at the end of the day, I'm doing what's going to be best for me. Plus, it's built in his contract anyway. So, yeah, I definitely think over 41 games that they will be able to play again, that they will play together. Because Russ is going to be there. Russ is going to be there all the games he possibly can.
I think Russ will be, barring injuries, I think Russ will be there every single game, available all 82.
I think Russ will probably play 76 games this year.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I think that one of the things that I am interested in, so for me, I am interested in a couple of things though, bro. I think that I'm interested in seeing. I want to see if the boy Vic, if Wemby, I listen. I'm not expecting for him to be. I'm not expecting for him to be like all-star level, the first right out the gate, right?
Right.
But I am looking to see if he will show the signs of greatness throughout an entirety of a season, because you think, the Spurs are the inventors of load management. So I wonder, given the history of players that have played at his height, right? Yao Ming, foot issues, Bill Walton, foot issues, Greg Oden, foot issues, and playing through a whole season, I'd just be curious to see if he will play, how many games I think, right, he'll probably play 60 games. And even if he's 100% healthy, I think that they'll play him for about 60 games. But I do want to see, let me tell you this. I think that what I want to see, bro, is I want to see him do something that only Wilt has done, right? And I'm not talking about like score 100 points or whatever. I'm saying like I want to see him in an NBA game. Like I saw him at one time, he blocked somebody's three from jumping from the paint. Like I want to see that I want to see that in the NBA. I want to see how he affects people's shot selection, right? Like I want to see, to me, those are the things that I think that will show me early on if he's going to be as great. I'm not necessarily that impressed with, it is impressive that he can bring the ball up the court and he can do all this, that, and the other. I think that's great.
Did you watch any of his preseason games?
I did. I did watch some of the preseason. And the thing that it was preseason. So I was like, you know what? The points is the points, you know what I'm saying? But I've seen a lot of guys get busy in preseason. I think I'm just kind of curious on when it matters, right? What he's going to do. He doesn't have to come take over the league, but I would love to see signs that he is going to be that dude though, man.
Yeah. He's already shown some flashes of stuff, bro. I'm excited to see him. That is another point that I am excited to see. But yeah, we'll continue the NBA talk, bro. We wanted to do something special. We got a couple of guys from the Long Branch Outreach Program that is doing something super duper great this upcoming weekend, and I want to bring them on so that they can explain it and give some opportunities to be involved. We are both from Killeen. I'm from Long Branch. Where you from?
Marlboro, you know it. You know it.
But even though that's to be the truth, even though that's true, there are a lot of people that are involved with this program.
Facts.
Fellas that are donating their time, their money, their energy. It's a lot of positive stuff going on in the chat. And we want to bring these brothers on. And
Let's do it.
welcome, fellas. Welcome, fellas.
What's happening?
What's going on? What's
What
going
it
on?
do? What it do?
Hey, look, before we even get started, bro, introduce yourselves. Tell us a little bit about what's going on, and let's rap about this thing, man.
Go ahead, Mark.
What's going on, y'all? I'm Mark Nurse, Long Branch representing 43.
Mark knows
Creek
everybody.
Drive, also known as
Mark knows everybody.
What up, y'all? My name is Van
Go ahead,
Antonio.
Van.
I go by Be Great on Purpose. I grew up in the Long Branch area, also run a nonprofit and dive deep down into entrepreneur. But mainly, man, we all kind of grew up under the same system. And I'm gonna use we had a radio personality that used to say, take care of the kids, because one day they're gonna take care of you. And that's all we doing. We keeping the cycle going.
Yeah. Hey, listen, let me tell you this real quick. Okay, so the second time I had ever dunked in a game, right? I dunked in the game and they had split up our JV team. So one team goes into one tournament, one team goes to another. I dunked in the game. I'm like, I dunked in the game. And then Van comes back. Oh, yeah, I dunked twice in the game. And I was like, oh my gosh, though, man. It's crazy. I had my one dunk for the whole season of the game. He did it twice in one game, though, man. It was crazy, though. I still remember that, though, bro.
Bro, we got to get you in that over 40 dunk contest, though.
Hey, listen, bro. Yeah. Let me tell you this. These knees, the way they be hollering after I get done playing these days, though, bro, I think it is a wrap. I think that my dunking days this year will be my last year. Yeah. Like my last year was my last year of the backflip. This year's the last year of the dunk, though, bro. Take too much out of my knees, though, man.
Yeah, bro. I go ball. I go like on Saturday. It take me 2 weeks to recover.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Hey, but listen, I think I've been seeing the flyer that you guys have had for a couple of weeks now, though, man, which I think is dope. And listen, more than that, though, man, I think that it's dope that we got you guys on to talk about it. But for one, I do, Van, think that it's dope that you said, hey, take care of the kids because one day they'll take care of you. For somebody from our generation to actually be doing that, to give it back. For one, I think that shit could be commended to the highest level. But I'd love to kind of have you guys tell us about what it is, what made y'all kind of want to dive into that, the whole 9 yards, though, man.
All right, you can start it.
I'll go first. I'll go first. Basically, I made a trip back home. And one day I decided to ride through Long Branch because I wanted to see what it looked like, what's new, things like that. And I kind of disappointed myself, man. I felt like the neighborhood was dead and it used to have so much life. People outside, kids all over the place, the park crawling with people. And I hit up Damon Gittens one day and I was like, say, man, what's going on? We got to do something to bring back what we used to have to the neighborhood, because these kids don't have anything. And we decided one day that we were gonna put the guys together in Long Branch and see how they felt about blessing the kids in the area. So we had came up with this Christmas event where we got with all the schools in the Long Branch area and asked them to give us 2 to 3 kids from each school and a Christmas list, and we would try to bless them with the things that they asked for. Damon took upon himself to reach out to everybody we could think of in Long Branch to ask them how they felt about it. Everybody was on, and of course, when it was time to get dirty, some people flaked on us, but we kept pushing, It was successful. The kids were happy, and we felt good. So we decided to do it again and try to figure something else out that we could do. And we got to talking again. Myself, Van, Colin, George Avery, and we decided to do a trunk or treat because the kids in Long Branch have to go to another neighborhood to have a safe Christmas and enjoy, I mean, a safe Halloween and be able to trick or treat, do things like that. And somebody threw out trunk or treat. We put it out there, see what guys think, and the ball been rolling and moving since, and we ready to get it in.
That's super dope, super dope. Now, for the people that grew up in Long Branch or affiliated and are out of town, how can they contribute financially, especially for not actually being in the area?
Well, whether it's financially, whether it's $5,
Well, I've been
$2.
one.
Go ahead, Mark.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
So, if they want to donate, we do have a PayPal.
You go ahead.
We have a PayPal. We have a PayPal they could donate to. We have a Cash App they could donate to. In the PayPal and the Cash App, we kind of partner with my nonprofit. It's a 501c3. So we're giving receipts so you can get your write-offs, your tax deductions for donating. If you want to donate candy, if you just want to come out, and even though we say trunk or treat, right? A lot of people think they got to dress their cars up and anything. Right now, it's about community and moving forward. So if your car got 4 wheels and it could roll out there, hey, pull up. We'll have candy for you and everything.
Okay. Go ahead, Charles.
So I got a question for you guys.
Games,
so I
candy. We got candy, games, bounce house, DJ. We're making it a community event. It was just Long Branch, but now we're inviting the whole Killeen out if they could make it. Everyone's invited. If y'all could make it from Atlanta, Oklahoma, pull up, man. We not tripping. We taking them all.
Hey, listen, for starters, I'm not gonna just let you slide this cool Long Branch hat in, by the way, and the shirt, by the way. I gotta at least point it out, though. It's like, yeah. It's fly first and foremost. Let me ask you this though, man. Like, this is just on a similar but different topic though. Like, I know that one of the things that Van you led with was that, hey, it's a little different. I'm sorry, Mark mentioned it was a little different from how I remember coming from Marlboro to go to Long Branch just to hoop. I remember going to Long Branch just because I still, even though we went to Killeen, I knew a lot of people that, I pretty much knew just as many people from Long Branch as I knew from Marlboro, right? But why is Long Branch so different now than what it was back then? Like, what do you guys attribute to, like, the changes from? I know the time passes, but what's made it so different from now?
Statistically, when you look out throughout the history of the United States, the history of our cities, when you have certain parts of the city that doesn't have grocery stores, that doesn't have entertainment, resources start to die, trouble starts to escalate, people start to navigate from that area. And that's kind of what we're facing. They took away our 2 major grocery stores on this side. We don't have no major industry in the city, let alone on this side, where we are the furthest in the city and we have to take the longest drive to our grocery stores, where we also are one of the second, I believe we're the second oldest neighborhood after Marlboro. And we have a lot of elderly people, a lot of grandmothers taking care of grandchildren, a lot of single mothers that's working in Austin outside of the city. So just making it somewhere like to the grocery store becomes a mission. And something so small starts a snowball effect with our kids down to the parents.
I didn't think about that. When the last time we went to I do remember that IGA is no longer there. So that was crazy to me. Like, I think that the one I went and checked out, rode through Lone Branch, and that was one of the first things that stood out. I remember several times leaving for lunch to go get chicken tenders from IGA or getting
chicken gizzards.
Yeah, they're getting the gizzards from Mickey's though, man. I was kind of disappointed when I didn't see that though, man. That's crazy.
Yeah, go ahead, Van.
Yeah, that changes a lot. Even when you think about when you turned 16 and got them first license, your mom was comfortable enough to send you to IGA, but not across the highway. So even something that small.
So Van, you mentioned that. So you mentioned that this whole organization that you guys are putting together is backed by your. Now I've been seeing you pushing, empowering entrepreneurs. I've been seeing you do that for a hot minute. I know that you and I talked at one point about at some point getting you on with us because we typically like to spotlight our small business support. We're big on that, and I think that we would still love for you to come back and do that. But I wanted to see if you could give us some information on what you actually do. Give me a little bit of backgrounds for somebody who don't know, and this is their first time seeing of what inspired you, what keeps you going, the origins of your whole entrepreneurial, that whole thing. I love it. Would love to have other people kind of hear that as well, though.
Try to keep it as short as possible. I do have two brands, Be Great on Purpose and I'm Possible, and I tie it together. Be Great on Purpose, it stems from ninth grade. I don't know if some of y'all know this, but my dad got sent to Korea after coming back from Germany. So like most soldiers, I had this brand new BMW. And my college plan was the furthest college from Killeen that accept me, that's where I'm going. So I made a whole bunch of, so when I had this car, I'm racing everybody. I left high school with over 17 tickets that I didn't show my mom because she was going to take my car. Those tickets turned into warrants. So after graduating college, coming back from running from Nike, I want to be a teacher, go coach at Killeen High. Boom. Fresh from Nike, come to Killeen High. Oh, we finna do it big. I can't get no job. I can't be a substitute. I keep failing this background check. I don't know why. And during this time, I have my kids with me. I brought my two oldest from California. They living in the city, and all of a sudden I'm getting pulled over. And every time I'm getting pulled over, I'm getting arrested. My son, little black male, is seeing his dad being arrested by police officers after we're seeing people getting shot, killed. So it put him in a trauma. It put me in a downward spiral. Like, this is what I fought, went to school, did everything to stay away from, yet I'm here in this situation. And we know, we hear statistically what it's like to have a felony or try to live with a felony. Well, if you have a college degree and a suspended license, it's equivalent to a felony. It's hard for you to get a job because they ask one question: do you have reliable transportation? And that eliminates you from non-driving jobs, everything. And I just felt as a black man trying to do my best, it wasn't good enough. And I'm seeing other people do half the effort that I'm doing and getting celebrated. And I'm just like, man, I got to be great on purpose. I'm looking at my son like, man, being good is not good enough. As a black man, being good is not good enough. You have to be great on purpose. So that's the idea I start living. Like, being great on purpose, not just for me, but for my two sons, to show them when the world is against you and you locked out the world, you don't have to turn to nothing illegal to pick yourself up. And that's where I started creating curriculums over goal setting, understanding your why, overcoming adversity. And I tried to go to my peers first, but you know how it is when we talk to each other about something, like, you ain't there yet, so I ain't trying to hear it. Then 2011, Killeen broke the record for teen murders for our city at that time. And I'm looking back like, what can I really do? And I started looking, researching, and I I believe this. This could be a very biased statement, but if you never been to Killeen and seen the talent we have here, I believe we have the best talent and could compete with anybody in the world.
in anything.
However, even me as track, I made it all the way from to Nike from Killeen. And my track coach, I felt like was the football coach that drew the shortest straw. We didn't have no consistent coach. We didn't have a coach that ran. I'm just worried about beating the guys at Ellison, Cove, and Temple. Not worried about the world knowing I'm capable of competing against the world with no resources. So I started looking at my friends like Howard Smith, the Cedric Brooks. We could come back, and if we give these kids the basics that we know, that give them such a leg up. So I set a mission to duplicate the Boys and Girls Club, but for teens. A big idea, and I know y'all can relate to this too. I think they cover a lot of stuff up with youth. We think youth is 18 and under, youth is 12 and under. So across the nation, you see a bunch of youth programs, but nothing kind of for teenagers. And when we was back in Killeen, we was at the Boys and Girls Club. But then we turned 13 and 14. When they talking about smelling yourself, we Chanel number 5 in that thing. You a preteen,
Right.
you 12, you can't hang with us. By the time we was 14, we was licking our hands and doing this and sneaking in the city lights. So now we're going from 12 at the Boys and Girls Club, 13 figuring it out, 14 sneaking in the city lights. By the time we were seniors in high school, we were naturals in the club. We already had a reputation, everything. And not knowing how much of life we were missing as teens. And if I could get somebody to say, hey, I don't know Photoshop, but here's the basics. Hey, you want to make music? Well, let me introduce you to Mr. Smith and let him show you how to work the knobs on this at least. And that in turns keep them off the street. And which team don't like a team party, right? We teach them how to plan a team party. We just taught them project management. We just taught them advertising. We're teaching them these basics to go into the world and versus I'm 33 and I'm learning what entrepreneurship is. Like, I never heard it. I've been after the money for a long time.
Right.
But they never told me this word lets me write my own check.
Right. Oh, that's incredible, man.
Facts.
And not only that, just like I said, that everything that you just talked about and everything that you're doing, but just the compilation of people that are in the group that are coming together to again help the kids, the teens within Killeen, Long Branch. That is incredible. And I'm super excited. And Van, when we get off here, make sure that you hit me with the PayPal or whatever pay information so I can submit my contribution towards that, because obviously I won't be able to be there this weekend, but I definitely want to contribute so that you guys can put on for that.
And if I could add something to what Van said, back to what Charles was asking about how the group came together. When we sat and thought about who to put in this group, it was a lot of, this person's from Long Branch, this person's from Long Branch, but for me, it was more a strategic thing. And what you just heard in Van, that vision, that drive, and that passion, and that story, that was the big reason why I invited Van to the group. What you brought to Long Branch, Ahmad, what you're doing with your pod, what you're doing with your music, what you're doing with positivity and all that stuff, that was the reason I added you to the group. It's people I added because of the different businesses that they have. I I had a strategy to what we were doing because we had planned on doing other events. We're trying to put together an Easter event. We're trying to put together a turkey drive, a coat drive. We're just trying to do different things to help our community of Long Branch because we feel like Long Branch got left behind. Willow's doing things. Uh, Venus and Marlboro and them are doing things. Fort One is doing things, and Long Branch is just sitting there waiting for somebody to step out and say, "Hey, let's do it." So we decided to put together this Long Branch Family Outreach Group, and we trying to see how far we could take this and how many people we could bless in on the journey.
That's what's
And I
up. Well,
think
That's fire, bro.
we
I
definitely
think
appreciate. Go ahead. Go ahead, man.
and I think like I think Marlboro needs a special shout out. Marlboro as being one of the first, as being the first Black community in our city. And for us, we see Marlboro come together still every year and put
Right,
something on, whether it's big or small. But that's
right.
tradition, that's legacy. And right now in our culture, like we have to show each other how to get along. We have to show our kids, let them see what it's like for 20 Black men to kick it, for 20 Black men to put something on. We have to show them what this looks like. You know, we can't just rely on TV or the media to show it. We haven't seen it. We were the era and we're still in it where if it's 20 of us, they breaking us up and nah, but we doing 20 of us. It's really 60 of us in the group, more than that in the
More
community
than
that's
that,
supporting. But it's better for the community to see us come together and do something together with no politics, no big names behind us. No, we're doing this because we love the city. We're not no politicians trying to build a
and
career in
no pride, and
politics.
no pride. Please put the pride to the side and join the movement.
So Mark, this is that's a good that was going to be my question for anybody that you guys. I know that Mark, you mentioned that you were strategic, right? But seeing that you know everybody, if there were some people who you don't know, hypothetically speaking, that wants to be involved, though, man, how would they be able to get in contact with you guys? So
Man, anybody, anyhow, Facebook, Instagram, the Slash Brothers, uh, I'm possible, be great on purpose, hit Ace Kennedy, uh Charlie V Music,
yep,
it you can find me. I'm not hard to find. I'll be there Saturday. You can join Saturday. I'll be there.
yeah, yeah.
That's
I think
If
awesome.
it's
you
cool.
from Long Branch, you from Killeen, you're a part of this group. Just come on and get with it.
And not let's not leave out the military people that's moved to the area, moved to the city. Hey, we're a community. If you've been in Killeen more than a month, you know we're a tight-knit community. You know we have a lot of circles supporting each other. So join one of those circles, support something good. Um, I don't mean to go to church on y'all, but at the end of the day, we're all made for servitude, right? Let's service each other. Let's service our kids. My first job out of high school was a CNA, you know. So some of these kids' first job out of high school would be CNA, but let's make sure we ain't in them nursing home with these kids and these same mentalities they got today.
Hey,
So
hey.
let's be fair to them while they're young and they'll remember that while we old.
That's facts. Well, look, fellas, we definitely appreciate you guys for joining us. The event is coming up, like we said, this weekend. You can hit the Slash Brothers up. We can put you in contact with anybody, with Mark, with Van, to get you the right information to help out and donate. And yeah, this is a great cause, and I know a lot of people are going to be blessed by it. We appreciate you guys' time. And like I said, Van, just hit me in the DM, bro, and give me that info so I can drop that money.
One more thing.
Hey,
One more thing.
Yeah.
Hey, y'all know that unreasonable man about to drop.
The unreasonable man is about to drop. Listen,
man,
listen. We talking about that. I'm having the homie on, and we doing a very specific thing just for that unreasonable man, though, bro. So yes, the unreasonable man is about to drop, and I can't wait. We was
well,
literally talking about that probably an hour ago, bro.
I got one more thing, and yes, unreasonable man's about to drop. I can't wait, but I want to shout out a few people because I don't want anybody to forget that they're a part of this. Damon Gittens,
Yep.
Colin Rainey, Damon Benford, uh, Who am I missing, Van?
Uh,
George Avery, HEB,
Sam's
uh,
Club,
Sam's Club, Fort Worth Wildcats basketball, the Polish Room Beauty Bar, uh,
the
Colonel
mayor,
Troy, Colonel Troy Lane, Mark Lane Entertainment, Kayla Lane, uh,
Leatrice, Bubba.
Yeah.
this is Fort Worth Wildcats basketball president donating candy as we speak.
Hey, that's what's up, bro. Right on cue, too,
Yeah.
boy. Right on cue.
Hey,
Was that
well, look,
was that planned there? Was that did you time that just right there?
No, he just happened to walk up. I'm pulling up at basketball practice, but I'm on here with you guys right now.
hey,
Hey,
you
man.
make sure when y'all see Damon Benford, just remind him that Ace wore the finger waves better. Just remind him of that when you see him. Just make sure you tell him that.
You light
All
skinned,
right.
that's why. You light skinned.
It is what it is. Just let him know though, because he need to
Already.
hear that from somebody else.
Oh my gosh, man.
Renee in the Ready Ride Cycles, man. Pull up on the bikes for us, bro.
Pull up on that though, man. Yeah. I think. Listen,
Yeah,
man.
we're looking for every car club in Killeen. Please be there. Please
And
pull up
and
on us. Please for these
for
kids.
clarity, are y'all pulling up? Y'all setting up at the basketball court, that parking lot?
Man, I'm not supposed to say this right now because hopefully the city work with us. We about to land a helicopter in Long Branch Park, bro.
Hey, wait a minute.
We about to pull
You
out
should have
helicopter ride.
you should have kept that one, man.
Wait a
You should have
minute.
kept that one, man. You should have
Wait a
kept that in the
minute.
back pocket, man. Surprise the whole city.
Hey.
And I need y'all to help me put some pressure on Renee too and Ready Ride Cycles since he here.
Renee,
We
what you gonna
started a
do, bro? What you gonna do, bro?
Look, we started a conversation earlier in the year where we're going to get the motorcycle clubs in the city and we're going to put together a scholarship to send somebody to the motorcycle institution under Ready Ride Cycles that are impossible. We're trying to really change this community.
Let's
The
do
people,
it.
man, yeah, Renee been through it. Like his tattoo say, been through it, so we changing it.
That's
All
what's
the
up.
OGs.
Well, look, man, like we said,
maybe while we got Unreasonable Man in the chat, maybe we could get him to perform a part of a song while he's out there.
Hey, putting everybody out there, huh?
That's right. Hey, you got the DJ, you can do it.
Hey, we damn sure can do that.
Hey.
Uh-huh.
Hey, this was good though, man. Glad that y'all was able to pull up though, man. Glad that we was able to use our platform to help get y'all word out, get y'all mission out. We gonna keep blasting it as well. If y'all need to have any of the contact information, y'all need to get in contact with these gentlemen. You feel free to reach out to us. We'll put their contact information out there as well. Them Long Branch boys that showed up and showed out.
Yeah.
Appreciate you, brothers, man. Appreciate you guys.
All right, y'all. Peace. Continue to be great on purpose.
Good stuff, bro.
All right, man. Love you guys, bro.
Be easy,
Peace, boy.
That's good,
Yeah,
bro.
that was so fire, dog. That was so dope. Not gonna cap. That was so fire.
Yeah.
Now, always dope. Listen, bro. Always dope. You know, it's one thing when you see people put on, but then it's a whole nother thing when it's people from our generation putting on. Because, like I said, I don't remember necessarily people doing stuff like this when we was coming on up. That's the reason why, like for us, it was always one of those things where the church was the community involvement. So I think that it's real dope though, man. And this isn't necessarily a church-based thing. Now, this is the homies from the hood putting on for the hood though, bro. Real dope, man.
Yeah, that's super dope, man. Like real dope. And people that we actually know. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Bro, you missed a good time too, Renee.
Oh my gosh, Renee, you missed a good one though,
Renee,
bro.
listen, they still posting pictures today from the reunion. The reunion was so lit, bro.
You missed a good one.
Yeah, love you too, bro. That boy going all the way back to them Rancier days too.
Yeah. The OG rules there, huh?
Yeah. So let's jump back into it, bro. We was talking about the NBA. That's right. Yeah, the K rules. Yeah.
Yeah, you know.
So we was talking about basketball, man. Go ahead.
No, I think that so a couple things that I'm interested in. I think I mainly want to see if I want to see how fast the Bucks team come together. And listen, I think that that's the one thing I do want to see. I'll know by halfway through the season what the Celtics are. I've never been over the top Porzingis kind of guy.
Right.
I think that he plays away from the basket more than what I'd like. And I can tell that because he doesn't average more than 10. For somebody, he's usually the tallest person on the court, and he probably will average 6-7 rebounds. Now, so I don't know. But that's what I'm looking forward to. And I'm looking to see if this Laker and Nuggets thing is really a rivalry, bro. Like LeBron's catching this on the tail end of his career. But I really want to see if they are really going to turn into a true rivalry. So I'm looking forward to that game tonight, though, bro.
Yeah. I will say with the Celtics, I did watch them in a preseason game. If they can shoot the way they were shooting, they got a legitimate chance. But I would love to. LeBron say it ain't nothing, but we'll see when everybody get on the court.
Facts.
But while we talking about the NBA, bro, did you see that there is an investigation now where because Ice Cube basically came out and said the NBA is kind of, shunned the big three, man, because when he originally came up with the idea, he went and sat and talked with Adam Silver, and they worked some stuff out. So the fact that it's to this point now, you know what I'm saying, where they're not NBA players are not allowed to speak about the big three. It was supposed to be like a farm system for folks who may not have gotten some burn or got cut or whatever, go to the big three, do their thing, and boom, get called back up. You know what I'm saying? Almost like an extended G League, so to speak. But have you heard anything about the investigation?
No, I didn't hear about that. And to be honest with you, I think that would just totally make sense. The same way how the NBA is invested into they got the G League, the same way how to some degree the NBA is invested into what's the league out here, the Ignite that's out here in Atlanta, though. I mean, even though they're an option, right? They're not necessarily under the NBA brand. I thought that it would make sense, though, that the same way how players get drafted from that league, you see it now, over the last couple of years, 3-4 guys a year are getting drafted out of this particular system versus going to G League. It makes sense to me that where you have the G League for young guys, but if you have those guys who are right on the cusp, where you think like, why ain't they in the league unless they just thought that it was too much? Like Joe Johnson just still got game, but I can see that somebody might be like, well, why can't you do that in the NBA? Well, he's old, right? But I think that 3-on-3 is cool for him. But I think that on the flip side, though, there are some of those guys who you think that probably still could be playing. Michael Beasley, right? You think, wow, give that look though. So I like the idea of that farm system. I didn't hear anything about the investigation though.
Yeah, it kind of just I saw that pop up, but I heard Ice Cube talk about it probably about a month ago that he said, he feels like they were blocking him now, and they weren't who was it that came out from the Celtics? What's my boy name from the Celtics? Not Jason Tatum.
Jaylen Brown.
Yeah, he came out and was like, look, I'm pulling up anyway, and he kind of confirmed like, we're not really allowed to say nothing about the big three, but he actually came out and played in like a celebrity big three game that was overseas. And so, it's some truth to it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm going to be honest. Jaylen Brown would do something like that. He on that time though, bro. Yeah. I kind of like that though, man. Yeah.
Bro, let me ask you this. I was kind of like just surfing on the net, and I kind of heard somebody talking about he had flew a chick out and paid for all of this stuff, did all of these things, and she really wasn't on that demon time with him, bro. What do you think? Is it an expectation if you getting flued out?
Yes.
That you on demon time?
Yes, and you listen. You don't even got to finish the rest. You don't got to finish the rest, right? If you getting flued out, if you getting flued out, you don't got to finish the rest.
Bro, I wish you could have seen Sarah's face when I said that, bro. It twisted all the way up. The English in her just hated that I said that.
If we agree that you getting flued out, and you say, well, you gonna flu me out? I'm getting. Listen, the answer is yes. Whatever the expectation is, the answer is yes. And if something happens, some reason happens, and you know, females, they might be on a cycle. We canceling the whole visit. You gonna get your credit back, and then we gonna go ahead and reschedule that. But there's no. Listen, just to be clear, if a guy, it doesn't matter how dazzling your personality is. It doesn't matter how great of a person you is. If you getting flued out, it's to come off the cakes.
Now, there was a chick that she said she got flued out, and she said when she saw the dude, he didn't look nothing like his pictures. So she said she was like, nope, run that back.
He got catfished then.
Right. So she was like, she left the same day, and he was upset.
Wait. So you let a guy flew you. So you got flued out by a guy who you never had like a FaceTime call. You only know him. You ain't video call him beforehand. Like, no. So no, I don't know. I take that back. Then it still applies. You need to come off them cakes because you was wasting. You should have been on your homework.
Hey, she said he sent her pictures from like 10 years ago, and she left the same day, bro.
Listen, the pictures aside, if you were in a whole nother state, and somebody's talking about if the conversation takes the turn where we talking about you getting flued out, right? You need to be in current state video. Like, let me see that right now. Like, you don't like. I get what she's trying to say and the basis of it, but at the same time, though, it's like if you were willing to fly out there for this man without seeing what he looks like today, fresh this morning,
bro. It's exactly why I don't understand why Catfish is still a show in 2023. Like,
I could see why it is. I could so I don't see how you could talk to somebody for so long without saying, let me see you on video. Like, right. I've never done the long distance dating or dating app thing, but I would imagine that unless it goes something like this, unless you go old school where you just been talking to somebody and let's say 2 months in the talking, you say, well, let's go ahead and meet on up, right? Your personality warrants me seeing this in person. But if you're saying that the catfishing is occurring within that 2-month period, that I can get it. I don't understand how you go 6 months into talking to somebody and you've never had a conversation with them not face to face,
Snapchat or something.
Something.
Listen, bro, I say that until me and Sarah watched the Manti Te'o documentary on Netflix, bro.
That's different.
Listen, the levels that dude went to try and catfish Manti Te'o, bro, that joint was epic.
See, what's different to me about that is that happened the beginning phases of social media. So he didn't know any better, right? But I'm saying that that's happened now. So for something like that to happen today, yeah, you got to be boo-boo the fool all the way because every single social media app has video call on it. So you can't say at the time, Facebook didn't have video call. Twitter didn't have it. All the social medias didn't have video calling, right? But it's not anything new. Everybody got it. So no. You go and you take this chick, you getting flued out, and you should know before you getting flued out what restaurants are you going to. That way you get 2 things scratched off the list. You scratch off this not going to Cheesecake Factory thing that people seem to be an issue. And then you verify somebody's face look the way it's supposed to look, bro. Like, come on, man.
Yeah. Hey,
Did
bro.
you see the list of the restaurants?
I saw the list. I saw the list on Instagram. I saw the list. I saw a chick post the list. And then, of course, the Slash Brothers posted it. I saw Janae actually had a dope response. She said, look, all of the locations are pretty acceptable except for your house for the first date. I thought that was a pretty dope response to it.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I'm going to be honest with you. As a guy, that has a son, I can only think of one scenario. No, I can't even think of a scenario, bro. Not a first date. I don't know if I want you to know where I live, because if it don't work out on the first date, we ain't gotta take it past that at all. I was gonna say.
So that's that. So again, right? We talked about this a little bit in a previous pod, right? For the first date, because like I said, we come from an era where I'm picking you up or whatever.
Facts.
But for the first date in 2023, don't you think it is kind of acceptable to meet me at a location? That way,
I think that's fair.
Yeah, because if I'm not rocking with you, like, because most people now meet for drinks first and then go to dinner, because it's like they getting that awkward conversation first, meeting out the way for drinks, then you go to dinner, and then whatever happens from that point. I feel like if after drinks it's not clicking, we can go ahead and part ways. You got the rest of the evening to do what you do, and I got the rest of the evening to do what I do.
Well, that's the reason. Listen, I'm gonna go one better. That's the reason why I think that meeting up for coffee, which was on that list, meeting up for coffee should be probably the number one place, because not only usually you meet up for coffee early in the day. Now out here in Atlanta, they got intermezzos out here that's fire, by the way, and it's late night for coffee, but you meet up with somebody for coffee in the afternoon, early in the afternoon. And then that way you still got the rest of your day that if it don't pop off, you can say, all right, well, you didn't kill my, I can still slide. I got stuff I can do. But if you telling me, bro, that, all right, listen, the house is definitely one. It's probably the one I agree. It's the one that's a no-go.
Yeah. Definitely not the house on the first date, because that's instant. That ain't gonna be a good look.
All right, let me ask you this though.
What's up?
Let me flip this on you. Okay. Do we, and by we, I mean the Black community, owe Tyrese an apology? His wife recently went out on a podcast and basically said, hey, during my divorce, I had some people in my ear, and thinking about it now, I wouldn't have made that same decision. I would have gave it more time if I didn't have these particular people in my ear. With that being said, it implied that Tyrese wasn't as bad, or that it may not have warranted getting that
going
divorce,
to that,
right? Going to that extreme.
Right. I don't think. Go ahead.
So because of that, right, he then went on and wrote songs about this girl. He didn't profess. So then the people were riding him. So is it time to give this man an apology?
No. The reason why we don't owe him an apology, because there were still things that he said and did on the mental medication that he still is on an apology tour for. That part is something he has to work through.
Okay.
I don't think anybody really doubted what Tyrese said. I think most people, just like with the Will and Jada incident, they just feel like, why don't you keep your business internal? Tyrese is like, look, I'm turning my pain into finances. And his clapback, he did respond. He said, listen, if you had these people in your ear and you really legitimately trying to move forward, then you need to be trying to drop this $20,000 a month claim that you're trying to get for child support. And yeah, you did try to get back at me, but I'm with somebody new. So hey, if that's the time you own, you need to come off that money that you're trying to get, because the lawyer fees is going up.
Okay, well, let me ask you this though. I think that the irony in this is that what Tyrese implied is that, yeah, them people that you had in your ear, yes, some of them were lawyers, but some of them were your friends, but they were also lawyers. So a lawyer who gets it's a divorce lawyer, they don't get paid to keep you together, right? So that's why I think that he was basically implying, like, yo, you can holler at them people then if that's how you really feel. I think at this point she has to see it all the way through with the whole going through the divorce with the lawyers, that whole nine. I think that the part that gets me the most is that this is where the part that gets me the most is where it's clear though. She had some of her friends in her ear that was pushing her to go ahead and giving her that negative feedback. And maybe she didn't necessarily have the battery in her back, but it's like, if you can look back on it and say, wow, that wasn't in my best interest, and this person was the one who was giving me that advice, like, should you at that point also be reevaluating how truly somebody, because do they really got your best interest in mind, or are they telling you what you want to hear though, bro? So that's why I think that it's just one of those things. Like, be on that topic though, man. Be careful with who you putting that out to and who you sharing that conversation with though, man.
Man, that's any relationship. You got to be careful who you tell your business to, because you just don't know the intent of people behind that. Because I mean, again, Tyrese was just on the Breakfast Club, whatever, so months ago, and Envy and his wife feel a way about Tyrese. So it's like he got his own stuff going on with that as well. So yeah.
See, I think that the reason why I don't think that people feel like they should necessarily owe that he's owed an apology is that I think that the issue is like you said, you have been putting your business out there for a long time. And just like Jada, it's like, bruh, listen, the one thing I can give Tyrese credit on is that he's not doing what Jada's doing. He is putting all of the business out there, all of it. And listen, if you put all of your business out there and say, judge me for all of my business, I'm okay with that. Not the Jada putting bits and pieces on out there, right?
Yeah, but Jada was trying to sell a book, though, bro.
I know she was trying to sell a book, but that's what make it even look. Tyrese ain't trying to sell nothing but a song. Like, come on, bro. Like, that's different. And I think that it's just, when I look at it, though, bro, I think that he was basically like, see, I told y'all I wasn't crazy. He got that, right? He got that.
Yeah, I give him that. I'm just saying. And you could very well say that the reason he was on the medication, it allegedly, is because of the fact of the stuff that she put him through. So yeah, he wasn't crazy. He was actually going through something, and she did confirm basically everything that he said. But why we on the subject of Tyrese, bro? Just real quick. The boys TGT is talking about getting back together, bro.
Listen, bro. Are they really getting back together, bro?
I think so. You got to understand. So, see, Tank has been kind of put in the middle because him and Tyrese is still cool. Him and Genuine is still cool. Him and Genuine actually have been doing shows together, like still touring and stuff together. The issue that's always kind of been there is that Tyrese is like, look, I should get the bigger split because I'm the movie star. And so my cachet is bigger. You know what I'm saying? Like, I should be the headliner. All of that. And so G and Tyrese and Tank are like, listen, bro, if we a group, it should be split 3 ways. So that in the video, Tyrese basically came out and said, look, let's put the band back together. The 3-way split is on camera. It's there. It's live. It's locked. So now I definitely think we're going to hear more music from them, because I think that's always been Genuine's thing, is like, look, while you might be the movie star, Tank said he does now, but Genuine with Pony has the bigger hits. You know what I'm saying? But
who has the bigger? Okay. I think I know what you're gonna say, but let me ask you this anyway. Who has the bigger hits? Is it Genuine? Is Genuine the biggest R&B star from TGT?
If you would have asked me this 10 years ago, I would have said Genuine. But in 2023, it is obviously Tank. Because even though Tyrese has a great catalog, Tyrese is known more for his movies. So because of that, when you asking about R&B artists, it is Tank right now. Tank is the authority of R&B. He's got the R&B Money podcast. You know what I'm saying? Like, he is more relevant.
By the way, I was watching the Kerry Hilson episode that just
Mhm.
recently dropped. Fire so far.
I haven't watched that one yet. I haven't watched the Michelle Michelle.
Love me some Kerry Hilson though, bro.
Yeah.
It's A1. But listen, I agree with you. So in terms of relevancy, right now, Tank is more relevant music wise, right? The one thing that I still don't quite get.
What's that?
I still don't quite get why Genuine, even though he, I don't know if he's signed to a major, if he's independent. I don't follow Genuine as closely,
Yeah.
but I'd still also wonder why he doesn't put out at least music at the rate that Tank did, right? Like maybe there's some other things that he had going on. Sure, I get it or whatever, but I'm thinking like, all right, Tank still for a while had always had something in the works. It was something. So I think for Genuine, I just wonder, like, why has there? I understand that sometimes you are just the it guy. There's an era. There's a time where you are you're the most popping thing. I just wonder, even though after he was no longer the showstopper, why was there such a taper off in his when Tank was able to get it back?
Because Tank did it in a different sense. Like you said, Tank's never been the guy. You know what I'm saying? Tank has been a very consistent. He's had hits. He's written songs. Like he's always had that money, right? And he had his financial things in the beginning of record labels. He told the story about him living, excuse me, with Jamie Foxx, this, that, and the other. But his rise now, it's so organic because the songs that, like every album, he has that one banger that has pushed it. And so now, like you said, Genuine ain't put out no music that we know of unless you go just searching.
Well, that's the other thing too. Sharana mentioned, listen, them Rudolph 98s is showing up in here though. But listen, I think the thing that I want is that, I know that Tank produces his own music, which, listen, by all means, that saves you on the overhead, right?
Yeah.
That's where, what was your guy? What's the poor PJ Morton's son, I think it was, who came out with that. Yeah, he said, I'm always going to be in the clear from an album because that recoup. Yeah, I'm always going to be in the black, right? And that certainly helps. What is another song, though, that Tank has produced for someone else? Not necessarily written. Has he? Because I don't think he's always co-written or written all the songs that we know, like as far as producing them as well. What other
production? I don't, because see, he used to work with the Underdogs, right?
Yeah.
And so as far as just like him producing, I don't know. More so he's a writer more for other people than he is a producer for other people. Does that make sense? Like, and I think you get a package. Like if I'm doing a song for you, I'm doing the song for you. You know what I'm saying? Because that was the school that he came from when he was with the Underdogs. They did the whole package. Like you gonna get the whole everything. So I think that's what I don't think he just like, I'm a producer record and let you write to it unless somebody's asking.
Yeah.
Well, good stuff today, bro. We still ain't hit everything, but we definitely, because we need. Let's hit this last thing before we go. Give me the information about the allegations on Diddy, bro.
Okay, so apparently, man, what's been the biggest revelation here about this is that Keefe D was recently arrested, though, man, for his alleged role in the murder of Tupac some years ago. Now, listen, I think that Keefe D has low-key been trying to tell people that he was involved, right? Mm-hmm. He would interview anybody who wants to talk about it, he will talk about it, right? Keefe D actually had never been formally charged. He had moved away. He lived in Vegas, moved away. He actually recently just moved back to Vegas. So it's like you're going back to the scene of the crime. It's like, bro, he seems like he has been dying to catch these charges. Well, he catches these charges finally. And in the midst of him catching these charges, he says, yeah, the boy Diddy was involved, right? The boy Diddy basically paid them off, was a hired hit. and essentially was saying, now y'all knock him off. Now, I think that the reason why this is coming on now, or probably hadn't came out before, was that he was never formally charged by police.
Right.
But I think that the way that they're explaining it is that the homeboy has fooled around, though, man, and basically said that, you know, when it happened, I guess they did it, and that Diddy never paid that debt to them, basically, though. So they had that. He basically had that in the tuck for years, right? And I don't think that, listen, I honestly don't believe, right, that Keefe D would even have gotten arrested. If one, he didn't move back to Vegas, it made it easier for them. But for two, he's had several Vlad TV interviews several times over where he's talked about his involvement. He's talked about what he's done. Like it's almost like, you know what it reminds me of, bro? It reminds me of if you got away with, and I don't know if this is the case, but it reminds me if you did something and you can never sleep with yourself. You always felt this guilt. Your conscience wouldn't let you ever get past this. So I think that he always had interviewed about this as a way of kind of clearing his conscience, and it never did. So listen, man, if you go back, he's been dying to get arrested for this. He'll tell anybody about it.
Well, here's the thing. From what I understood, because they interviewed Vlad, and Vlad basically said, look, he had some deal set up on the first interview where he could say anything he wanted, and they weren't going to do anything with the information. You know what I'm saying? But that only lasts for that one time. You see what I'm saying? And Vlad said, I think dude thought he could get it off again because he already put it out there. And so he can just continue to talk about it. And that wasn't the case, which is why they're trying to hit Vlad up for his, his footage. And so I don't know what the reason is, or if he has the guilty conscience or whatever the case may be. But at the end of the day, if this is giving the family some closure, then,
Listen, man, people be talking about Vlad. People be talking about Vlad is the feds, though, bro. But I don't think, listen, Vlad doesn't control what you saying out there and what you agree to saying, though. And that's the reason why I'm just like, bro, like you don't go, my logic, right? Unless you did the time. This is a perfect example. Okay, so also, I just saw this pop up on my notification. They did a revisit of Sammy the Bull. And Sammy the Bull had went on record to talk about the mob boss that he knocked off for the sake of, the mob and how they do things. And he go through and tells vivid details, vivid. Well, he's already served time, and I don't think that they can charge him. Whatever the statute of limitations are, I don't know if there's any if there's statute of limitations for murder, whatever it is. But he felt comfortable with saying, this is what I've done on Vlad, and went through and gave very good details of it, right?
Right.
Because he's already did time. And so I'm looking here, man, like if Keefe D didn't already did time, and then he's talking about it, because he was like, well, I already did my time, no double jeopardy, whatever. But listen, though, man, he's just seemed like he's been signing up to get arrested for this for years. I think, though, that it is just kind of crazy that like if you see Diddy, there's several times where like I saw the Breakfast Club tried to bring it up, and Diddy was like, no, we ain't gonna talk about that, this negative energy or whatever.
Yeah.
I am curious, though. I'm curious on if there's any truth behind it, though, right? Is he basically trying to bring up Diddy's name, like copping to a lesser plea, right? Or like what if Diddy was involved with that, though, bro? Like, man, I think that would totally change what I think about Diddy, though, bro.
He would definitely have to have some sort of proof, bro, because it is your word against mine.
Well, would you be saying it like that if you didn't have proof?
No idea. That's what I'm saying. Like,
what if he had, listen, okay, this is the thing. What if this man has a recording of Diddy? Like, you know how differently, like I've always been a big Diddy fan. You know how differently I would look at Diddy. And dog, come on, man. I almost defend Diddy like he is coming over for Thanksgiving dinner, bro.
Right.
Not quite like Beyonce not quite like Jay-Z, but like under there. I've always kind of, yeah. But bro, that would make me think so differently of him though, man.
Yeah.
Hey, what you got going on for the week, bro?
Man, I am in murder mystery writing mode, and I got a show coming up tomorrow. I gotta post that. I got a show coming up tomorrow with my boy L Smooth. Is bringing me out. So that's gonna be dope. And then other than that, like I said, I'm trying to get this murder mystery done, bro.
Hey, I was back in the lab today working on production, bro, and it was real cool. So I think I'm gonna try to tap back into that this week, though, man. And I think that's gonna be my main thing. Hopefully I can. I've been writing a lot here over the last couple of days too, though, man. So yeah, we're gonna get it cracking, bro.
That's what's up, bro. Shoot, let's get on out of here.
Good pod, though, man. Shout out to Mark and Van, though, man. Y'all pull up if y'all can out there in Long Branch, bro.
It's gonna be dope.
Yeah.